Hello everybody, welcome to this video. It is a very exciting life announcement. It's probably like the biggest thing that has happened in my life so far. I won a Kiwibuild Ballot, which means that I am buying my first house and I am so excited. I'll tell you about what Kiwibuild is, what the ballot process is like, as well as what the home buying process is like. For those of you who are new to this, for those of you who are watching from overseas, or for those of you who just want to catch up with my life. So I'm going to be doing this while I put on makeup. By the way, we are in lockdown in New Zealand currently and I have nowhere to go, but I am also very bored. I discovered that I was paying Adobe Premiere Pro subscription, so I thought, why not make a video and make the use of the subscription, because I didn't read the fine print and I can't cancel it early without paying a lot. So I am buying a house in Mount Roskill and it is a 3-bedroom terrace house with a car park. Basically, Kiwibuild is a government incentive to help New Zealanders buy their first home, because houses here, especially in Auckland, are very expensive, especially compared to the living costs and the average salary. In Auckland, the average house price is about $1 million, and just the salary that you would get just does not compare to that. So the government reserves some houses, new build houses, they reserve some of those for Kiwibuild eligible purchases. So to be eligible, you have to be below like the income cap, you have to be a New Zealander, and you have to live in that house for a certain number of years depending on the number of bedrooms. For a 3-bedroom house, I have to be committed to live in there for 3 years, and that just ensures that the houses will go to people who are actually buying to live in, not for like property investors. These houses are a lot cheaper than the average $1 million homes in Auckland. All Kiwibuild houses that are 3-bedroom are under $700,000, which is still expensive because a lot of these houses are quite far from the city center, which is where most people work, but it is still a very good deal and you are not going to find cheaper houses than that for that quality. So because they are very popular, a lot of them are sold through a ballot process. So you pretty much enter a draw, they pull your name out, and if you get it, then you can buy that house. And you have a lot of people entering these ballots. I've entered 6 ballots, not 6 units, so each ballot could be like 6 to 10 units in one ballot. So I've entered like 5 or 6 sets of those ballots, all of them unsuccessful except for this one. And some of them are also sold through like a first in first served basis. So I also entered some of these, and here's a little story. So how the first in first served works is that you put in your name after the sale opens, and if you're first to show interest to a specific unit, then you get to buy it. So I entered an apartment unit in Northcote, which is a very good location. The sale opened at 9 and my email was sent at 9:02, and I missed out. Like there were like 20 or so units, and I missed out on my first 3 preferences. Like that's how crazy these Kiwibuild houses and the house buying process is in general here in Auckland. So that was very discouraging, and in general just the house buying process is very tiring and discouraging. So I've been looking for I think about 1.5 years, and how it started was I'm currently living in my parents' house, and I said to them I want to rent a place somewhere else, and they were like, if you rent you're not going to have any savings if you want to eventually buy a house. And I said, I know, I've made the calculations and I will not have savings. All of that money that I've been saving now would go towards my rent. And they said, well, how about we help you? Like, if you want to buy a house, we'll help you. So I was like, oh, okay, why not? I was initially looking for like a unit. I just wanted like an in unit that's quite compact, small, 3 bedrooms, somewhere that I can get to work to by public transport, either bus or train. That would be really handy because I don't want to have to drive a car. And somewhere that's close to the grocery stores and things like that. The units that I was looking at, one of them went to auction and it sold for like $900,000. And it was pretty crazy because it was just like, it was like a 2-bedroom unit in Panmure, and it was just very discouraging, and it's crazy that it went for that much. So you either have to be prepared to spend a lot of money or spend less, but the house will probably need some fixes. So if you're good at that DIY building stuff, that's probably more like you. I just wanted a house that I can just move into and not have to fix anything. So those types of houses are very much unaffordable for someone like me. So I entered the ballot for this Mount Roskill build. I've never really been there before, so I visited on the weekend and I actually liked it. They're building like the whole area, Roskill South, just south of like the actual Mount Roskill itself, and a lot of these houses are government houses. Some of them are Kiwibuild and some of them are open market, so like anyone can buy them. So it's a Kainga Ora development, and Kainga Ora used to be HLC, Homeland Community, and they do a lot of government houses. And what they are currently doing now is they are removing the old houses that they used to own that are no longer like fit for purpose. They're very old, potentially cold, potentially leaky. They're just not really good for anyone to live in. And they are situated on like a big lot, so there will be like big piece of land, one single dwelling. So they're removing those and they're building like more compact houses, terrace houses, units. Some of them are detached dwellings, just a range of houses including apartments. So they're doing that in Mount Roskill as well as several other places in Auckland. And I got a text saying that my ballot entry was successful. This house, which is by Mike Greer Homes, very good reputable company, they sent me the sale and purchase agreement, and they said you have 5 days to get back to us if you want to buy this or not, and if you don't, then they redraw another person. So for a 3-bedroom terrace house with car parking, fairly central, I was like, I have to get my finances sorted because I have to buy this. This is probably the only way I'll be able to buy a house. So the timeline with this is I have 5 days to get back to them, and then I have to sign the contract and they sign it back, and then I have 10 days of this due diligence process, which means that I have to engage a solicitor and I have to contact my bank to figure out how much that I can borrow. Now luckily I have already contacted the bank last year or so I already know how much I can borrow. So I have 5 days to sign the contract back to them and they will send it back to me. Once they send it back to me, that 10-day process starts. What I did during this 5-day process was that I contacted the bank and I just updated them on my financial status, and I just contacted a solicitor to give them a heads up. You have resources to review the sale and purchase agreement for me within like the next 2 weeks or so. So I signed the contract on like the 4th day or something. They got it back to me on the 5th day, and then I started the whole due diligence process. So I sent that contract back to my solicitor. They review it and they send me a report of like recommendations as to what clauses they think they can bargain with Mike Greer's solicitor. So that's why they call it solicitor, because they kind of like solicit on behalf of you. You don't do any of the bargaining with the developer. The lawyers do it between themselves. So all of this is very new to me. I'm just learning this as I go along, and it was very stressful because I didn't know what to do and I didn't know the terms. Like, I didn't know what due diligence was, I didn't know what sale and purchase agreement was, you know, I didn't even know what the solicitor was supposed to do. So hopefully this video is useful to you as well if you're currently looking or you want to look, or maybe you're too intimidated to even begin the process. So what I also did was I know I'm eligible for the First Home Grant, which is another government incentive. You can get up to $10,000 towards your first home. So I got the paperwork sorted for that during that 10-day process. And I also got the paperwork sorted to withdraw my KiwiSaver funds. Now you can withdraw your KiwiSaver funds, everything, but leave $1,000 in there. You can withdraw it for your deposit like I did, or you can withdraw it when it comes to settlements. So when it comes to like paying the rest of the money for that house. But I chose to do it early for the deposit so that I have a bit of cash, because this is a brand new house and they haven't built it yet, so I'm buying off plans. So it could take a year, it could take a year and a half, right? So I was thinking it would be wise to leave a bit of cash in my bank and use my KiwiSaver up front now. So I did the paperwork for that while my lawyer reviewed the agreement. They came back to me with recommendations. I was happy with that, and the solicitor on the other side agreed to the amendments to that agreement. So that was great. My KiwiSaver and my first home grant got approved, so I can use all of that as my deposits. So now that I've finished the due diligence process, all I have to do now is pay the rest of the deposit and pretty much wait for a year. They're looking to finish construction by the end of next year, but of course that depends on things like lockdown, which we are currently in right now, so they can't go and build the house right now, so that may delay some things. I took a drive by a couple of weeks ago. It's all just like blank land at the moment. It's just closed off to construction. Probably a few months from now I'll drive by like more regularly to see how the construction progress is going, which is so exciting. And so from now till like the end of next year, when they're looking to finish construction, all I'm doing is waiting and saving. So yeah, that's my story of how I am buying my first home. I am so excited for it, and I just can't wait to like decorate the house, have my own space, be able to invite people over, and yeah, start this new chapter of life. So hopefully this video was informative to you. If you have any questions at all on the Kiwi build process or first home buying process, let me know, because I am also learning this as I go along. So I hope you guys are well, and I am looking forward to vlogging this whole entire process, a house tour and everything else. So thanks for watching, and I will hopefully see you soon. Bye.